HOA Karen bulldozed my barn while I was away, and she had no idea she had just committed a federal-level disaster against the one person she should never have crossed. When I pulled into my driveway after a 3-day work trip, the first thing I saw was dust, splintered wood, and tire tracks carved through my land. My barn, my fully permitted, decades-old structure, was gone. Not damaged. Not altered. Gone. It looked like someone had taken an eraser to my property. For a moment, I couldn't even speak. Then the rage settled in, cold and sharp. I knew exactly who had done this. Karen, the queen of the HOA. The setup had been building for months. She hated the barn from the moment I moved in. She called it an unauthorized rural structure and said it clashed with the community aesthetic. I told her calmly, repeatedly, that my property wasn't part of the HOA and never had been. The deed, the plat map, and the county zoning office all confirmed it. She dismissed every document like they were optional guidelines. The incident itself was bold even for her. My neighbor's camera caught everything. A hired demolition crew rolling onto my land, with Karen waving them in like she owned the place. She handed them fake HOA authorization forms. They pushed the barn down in under an hour. They hauled the debris off. Then they flattened the soil like they were prepping it for landscaping. She stood there smiling, hands on hips, admiring the destruction. She had no idea the owner of that barn wasn't just a homeowner. I'm a federal magistrate. My reaction wasn't shouting, threats, or theatrics. It was procedure. Cold, precise procedure. I photographed every inch of damage. I documented the tire marks, the soil disturbance, the missing foundation blocks. I contacted the county building department to confirm there were no demolition permits filed. They confirmed it in writing. Then I pulled the deed, the zoning classification, and the state agricultural exemption paperwork tied to the barn. Everything was in perfect order. I planned my move with absolute clarity. First, file a police report for felony destruction of agricultural property. Second, notify the demolition company with a formal statement and demand for records. Third, prepare a federal affidavit for unauthorized entry and destruction of protected structures. Fourth, contact my lawyer to initiate civil claims for damages, trespassing, and malicious intent. Execution unfolded swiftly. The police reviewed my evidence and immediately contacted the demolition crew. The crew panicked when they realized Karen had zero authority and had lied about ownership. They handed over her signed instructions within an hour. Then came the moment Karen had feared her entire life. 2 sheriff's deputies and a federal investigator showed up at her door. She tried to claim it was a community improvement project. She tried to say my barn was abandoned. She tried to blame the crew. None of it mattered. The investigator informed her she was under formal investigation for property destruction, fraud, and unlawful direction of contractors. The consequences hit like a landslide. My insurance company, backed by the county and the demolition records, filed a subrogation action against the HOA. My lawyer filed a civil suit. The HOA's insurer refused to cover the damages because Karen acted outside her authority. The board removed her in an emergency vote. The court awarded me 6 figures for structural loss, land restoration, and punitive damages. But the payoff came when the official notice was posted on her door. Do not contact the complainant. Do not step onto his property. Do not interfere with restoration work. She stood in her yard glaring as contractors rebuilt my barn paid for by the settlement taken straight from the HOA's budget. Justice wasn't just served. It was leveled, rebuilt, and reinforced. If you love HOA justice stories, like the video and subscribe.